Welcome to the Chicks in Construction, the podcast where the studs are in the walls, not the host chairs.
We break down blueprints, bust construction myths, and explain those weird words your contractors throw around.
We're taking a break from homeowner horror stories this week. The good, the bad, and the ones that made us want to measure twice and cut the client once.
Exactly. We'll decode the lingo, do some chitty chat, and prove that learning the hard way is overrated.
Because every story has two sides, just like drywall. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Chicks in Construction. I'm your host, Mickey Paradise, and this is my co-host,
Jessica Avery.
And today we're going to talk about construction terms that homeowners don't know what they mean. And I only know this because every time I say them, Jess says, nobody knows what that means. You have to explain it. So we're going to get into that. But first, we must chitty chat as we are actively working on the chitty chat.
Yes, we're actually working on small talk.
We're working on small talk.
We're not great small talkers. We're just like right to business.
We've discussed this ad nauseum, I believe, but we're terrible small talkers. We don't really talk on the phone unless there's some shenanigans happening.
Yep.
We're just like, I don't know, in-person people. I don't know. We had to move stuff around in the studio, and so I can actually see just your microphone.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can
not
see
your face.
One eye.
Ew. And that's why we don't talk to each other, folks. We don't even want to look at each other. We just do this podcast.
All right. So tell me about your your dogs.
My God, today. So I think the last episode, Optimus Prime had to go to the vet because he was limping. And that cost $1,000.
Arthritis everywhere,
yes,
right?
Yes, he's got arthritis everywhere. He is on the mend. So they gave us a medication for the arthritis, which, you know, I'm going to have to sell a kidney eventually to start paying for it. Because he's so big, he has to take so much of it. We can't ration it either. Like, he really needs it. So there's that. But then my little dog, Otis, who is, I call him an urban polar bear because he is like this gray-ish color. And he blends into so many different surfaces. So he's like practicing his camouflaging.
I love it.
He's also a little bit of a jerk, which endears him to me even more. Like, he's the cutest thing you've ever seen. So you naturally like want to pet him. Aww. And he will lure you in, and then, and it's funny. It's not funny for you. It's funny for me to watch. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's embarrassing depending on who it is that he's doing it to, but he's pretty much my spirit animal. So homeboy got sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we went to the doctor, and he had pancreatitis, which I did not even know was a thing that a dog could get. I mean, I assumed they had a pancreas. Actually, I didn't assume.
No, we didn't know.
I didn't assume he had a pancreas. I didn't. I don't know what organs are in there. I know the basics.
Yeah.
Okay? He's got a heart. He's got a stomach.
Got some lungs?
He's got some lungs and some intestines. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge of what's going on in there. He's got a brain. He's a smart dog. But apparently he also has a pancreas. And he got pancreatitis. And they were like, listen, this is very serious. If he doesn't get better, like if you don't see this marker, he's going to have to be hospitalized.
Did he reach the marker?
We did, because homegirl right here don't play. Like, I may not be a mom of humans, but when I have to step into dog mom role, watch yourself. Like, he had to be on this really restrictive diet that had like no fat in it. And Hector, husband, he don't follow the rules. He gives these dogs
treats.
Oh my God. At one point, right hand God, this probably caused the pancreatitis. He was adding bacon fat
to their food?
To Otis's food in particular, because Otis didn't like his food. So he's like, oh, I'll just add this little bit. I'm like, Hector, what are you doing, my guy? We're not adding bacon fat to our dog's food. Do you want him to have a coronary? And he's just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I eagle-eyed him. I was like, no unauthorized treats. And in a week, man, he rebounded. We went in, got his blood drawn. They're like, yeah, great. He's on the mend. You know, another $1,000. Like,
But at least he doesn't have to be hospitalized.
No,
now.
that would have
So,
been $5,000 to
that would've been a lot
$7,000.
more.
I mean, it's Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic, but spared at no expense.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what my life is. It's just like, listen, wait, whatever it costs, we're gonna pay that amount.
Mm-hmm.
So these dogs be living their best lives. Frank, you went to the chiropractor.
Great.
Per use. He's on a 5-week. He goes every 5 weeks to the chiropractor. This is the pit bull I found on the side of the road. So yeah, my dogs live better lives than most humans I know. So that's my update. What do you got?
So we have the beach house, my townhouse, and we have a long-term renter. Yeah. I found a traveling nurse. So,
love that. Because you know she going to keep that house clean. You know it.
oh my God, she's already been texting me a couple of times. She's like, oh my God, I love it here. It's so peaceful. It's so nice and quiet. Because she's working at night and then has to sleep during the day. So it's great because there's nobody around.
Dude, and long-term renters, you're like, and it's off season, so it's not like you're even missing not going to the beach house. Oh.
So, yep, until November 15th. So,
dude, that's awesome.
It's great. It's, you know.
I bet your hubs is like.
Oh my God, because he is the money person.
Yeah.
I am the ideas person. I'm like, let's just jump in and figure it out. And he's like, Jessica, do we have money? I'm like, but are we poor? No. So like, let's just try it. Let's just see.
Are we poor?
What's the worst that can happen? We sell it?
Let's buy a beach house. I'm not poor, but I'm not beach house rich.
I'm not. Like,
I'm in that in between of like, you can afford to go to the beach, but you can't live there.
Listen, my house is not on the beach. Like in about 30 years, when the ocean comes all the way
up, it will be beachfront.
It will be
beachfront.
But
Which
right
is
now,
honestly, you're playing the long game, and I like that for you because I feel like it's gonna play out. Like I always tell Hector, I'm like, if we were ever to get a beach house, let's just get it on the sound side, and then eventually beachfront. Chef's kiss. I don't know how, for those of you watching, I don't know how many houses we of North Carolinians have watched the ocean take. It's like a thing in some of the Outer Banks. Like literally the ocean it takes like a house a year. Like it's coming for the homes. It's like, you can't live here anymore. Goodbye. Your house is in the ocean.
And yeah, the storms are getting worse. I mean, there are some beaches you go to and there's hardly any beach when the tide comes in.
Yeah, the sand.
There's
beach
no
erosion.
So we're not. We didn't have enough for like right on the beach, but I feel like in 30 years we'll be good.
Yeah. Global warming. Okay, it's panning out for some people. Not so much for others. It's not funny. It's not funny. We shouldn't joke about that.
I know. I feel bad for everybody who has lost their house in the ocean.
Yeah, we're very sorry about your house in the ocean.
But someday I want my house to be oceanfront.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100%.
Anyway, even if it doesn't, I still like my little.
Yeah, a long-term rental that's a traveling nurse is a chef's kiss. Like that could not have worked out better, honestly.
Yep, and so it relieves
I had a friend who was
stress.
a traveling nurse. Yeah,
for being only because it wasn't even my stress. It was my husband's stress.
Yeah. He was off-gassing.
Like,
he's off-gassing and stressed. You were like getting like secondary stress side effects.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're like,
and now it's fine. So now we're all chill.
I will say, Hector is equally as irresponsible as I am. So we're perfect together. Yeah. We're never retiring. Why? Because we're like, oh no, we definitely need to buy this fill in the blank item. Like I don't know if we discussed this, Hector. You know because you've seen my driveway.
Hector has a few cars.
He's a car guy. And not in the sense of like collectible cars. I don't have any Ferraris in my driveway, y'all. I got busted. Whatever he bought at the auction is living in my driveway. My neighbors love it, let me tell you. I literally will not get on Nextdoor because I don't want to know what they're saying about me because I know it's bad. Between my dogs and my husband, wow. So he's literally looking at a truck this morning. He goes, how far away is Iowa? And I was like, pretty far. It's pretty far. I'm not like, I don't have the GPS coordination like right in my brain right now, but it's pretty far. It's
in the middle.
Hours, my guy.
It's in the middle of the country.
He's like, well, there's an auction. This truck, it's a good truck. And I'm just like, babe, I'm equally as irresponsible as you. So do what you want. Buy that truck at auction. Have it shipped here.
And we'll
spend the money. We'll just have a busted truck in the car all Christmas, all season. And then eventually he'll fix it and he'll sell it. It'll be great. Listen, the key to happy marriage is just let your husband have his special trash. That's what I call it. His special
trash.
Yeah.
I love
it. #special trash.
It's going to be a new thing.
Trending. Yeah, and he has special trash friends. Like there's a whole community, special trash friends. They like find special trash for each other. They help source their special trash. So like he'll go to his special trash besties and be like, "Hey, here's what I'm looking for. I need this, that, and the other." And so Hector doesn't have Facebook because my God, today, if he had access to Facebook Marketplace, I would have to just burn my house down and move because it would be full of things. But that's okay. His special trash friends, they have Facebook Marketplace.
And they get it.
So they're like, hey, they literally set up the meat for him to go. They set it up and then Hector shows up to buy the special trash. So listen, at one point in my life, the special trash really got under my skin. At this point in my life, I'm like, listen, I won't make direct eye contact with your special trash. You don't make direct eye contact with my skincare or makeup collection.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody lives in peace. So marriage tips from Chicks in Construction. You're welcome.
There we go.
Life hacks, special trash, #.
Special trash. I'm going to call that every time I come to your house now.
You're like, oh, look at your new special trash.
You got some new special trash in
we
your
do,
driveway.
We have new special trash every time Jess comes.
Yeah, every time I'm
she
driving up the long
driveway.
driveway.
At my house.
I was like, do you have company?
No,
or
just new special trash. This new special trash. I mean,
I like the car that you couldn't open.
Oh yeah, that was the door got hit, and so you had to get in from the other side.
Yeah. Oh no, the one there didn't Hector lock the keys in?
Oh yeah,
yeah, he locked the keys in the car.
Lexus he bought. It's actually a really nice car. He fixed it up because he's good at that stuff. He got in. He did lock his keys in the car. It was not great because like we didn't even have the title yet. It's a whole thing. But listen, with special trash comes special circumstances, special drama. So he gets into his special trash and the novellas that can be told about the special trash, and I get into like literally every skincare product that Instagram tries to sell me. I'm like, probably need it.
Gonna have it to try.
Gonna add it to the cart. Gets me every time. So we live in our best life. Anyway, guys, we got an episode to get into here. So we're going to talk about construction terms because it is my world. So I know what they mean.
And I have no idea.
Jess doesn't. So
nope. And
I have compiled a list. She's going to call them out and I'm going to define them to the best of my ability.
And I'm going to make sure that we actually understand what all the words mean.
Yeah, she's going to ask follow-up questions like a good podcaster. We're killing it today, guys. We're killing it.
All right. So the first one is change order. We use that term a lot.
We do use that term a lot. And so I'm like, it's probably good we're defining it. So a change order is essentially you have a contract already written. It has a dollar amount associated to it. But then something happens. Whether it's something got missed in the when you were deciding what you were going to do, or you want to get you thought you were going to get this kind of tile, but you saw the fancier tile and you're like, oh, I need it. So a change order is whenever you have to change the terms of your contract, the contract value, by increasing or decreasing, because sometimes you could say, oh, I thought I wanted that fancier tile, but I found one I liked more and it costs less. So a change order can go both ways. So it can go, positive to you or negative to you. Depends, like plus or minus situation. But that change order just changes the contract value of the contract that you have with whomever you're in contract with.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That doesn't need a lot of like.
Yeah. Now, what is something called submittals?
Okay. So submittals, I'm not going to lie to you guys. in my industry are the bane of my existence, but for you homeowners are very important because essentially every person that's going to work on your project is going to be bringing a product of some sort that they're going to install, whether it's drywall or paint, these kinds of appliances, and every single thing should have a submittal for it. So that what a submittal is this is the kind of paint we're going to use. This is the type of paint we're going to use, the quality of paint we're going to use. This is the brand of appliances we're going to use. So the submittals really are a great way for you as a homeowner when you're doing a renovation to see everything that the builder plans on actually installing in your house. I'm going to go out on a limb here. It's a guessy limb. I'm guessing. I don't think residential rehabbers or even new construction residential builders probably use submittals. It's a big thing in commercial construction, but we should be bringing it back. So like if you're a homeowner and you're doing a renovation, you tell your general contractor that you want the submittals of every product they're going to use, because essentially that gives you the ability to make sure it's like holding them accountable. So if they say they're going to use this $59 a gallon Benjamin Moore paint, and as they're painting, you're looking at Optimus from Sherwin-Williams, which is like water with a little bit of pigment in it. You know, and it's about $8 a gallon. You know you're not getting what you paid for. And so that's where submittals may not be a big thing in residential construction. But when you're talking with your GC that is licensed, because you checked and made sure that they were licensed, because you're doing that. We're doing that now. Tell them you want submittals. Like make it a part of your contract. Build the requirement for submittals into your contract, because it really helps you keep everybody accountable.
So it could be like part of the contract that the GC gives them originally. It could just be like listed out there, everything that they're going to be putting into the house, the brands. Just make sure.
Yeah, and it's for on the commercial side is like, it's so the architect can make sure that what we're doing is meeting like all of these like crazy requirements that we have to meet in commercial construction. But I could really see the benefits of doing submittals. It helps you be more in control and not more have more knowledge about what you're getting in your
That's important.
It is important.
You want to know what's being put into your house. Now let's talk about a punch list. And it's not people that you want to punch in the face.
Because there's a lot.
I mean, that's a long list.
That list is growing daily.
Actually, no, it's not even really growing daily. It's still just
the same person.
The same.
You know who you are. Subscribe. Subscribe so you can watch us not talk about you, talk about you. Direct eye contact. Okay, punch list. It's not about punching.
It's not punching.
So a punch list is essentially a checklist that the general contractor is going through your house, and they're making a list of imperfections or things that the other trades need to come back and fix. So they can be lengthy, but the purpose of it is, one, it means that your general contractor has done their job and is walking your renovation or your new construction home and making sure that everything is the way that it's supposed to be. And then if not, like, listen, everybody beats up the walls. I don't know what they think they're made out of, but everybody beats up the walls. So the drywall and paint are always on the punch list. Like, it's always just like they don't give you specific things.
There's going to be like little scuff
it's
marks.
It's just like drywall and paint. That's what's on the punch list. So, but like, you know, if the cabinets got scratched, if there's a scratch on the floor, if there's like all the little imperfections, go on the punch list. And like
if a light was hanging a little crooked or something like that.
And then, so depending on, you know, what you have worked out with your general contractor, they should do their own punch list. And then you should do a customer walk punch list where you walk it and you notice things where you're like, that seems a little crooked, like things that maybe the GC missed. So punch lists are really important, so make sure you do one. But remember, it's not fisticuffs. We're not punching anybody. We're just making a list.
Making a list.
And it's not a list of people you want to punch. It's a list of things that need to be fixed. And we call it punch work. I don't really know why. Somebody came up with the term and we all just rolled with it. So that's how that happened.
Now, when we're talking about a contract and, you know, what's going to be done in the house, I hear a lot of times that they say scope of work.
Oh, yeah.
So
Scope of work.
Exactly does that mean?
Okay. So again, really important for you to have a scope of work as a part of your contract when you're doing any kind of major renovation. And it basically is a detailed description of all of the tasks that are going to happen in your renovation. So I, as a trade, have to submit my scope of work. So I'm saying, hey, here's all the things I'm going to do. Here's all the things I'm not going to do. So it clears up for the general contractor. Okay, Mickey's going to do this, this, and this. I've got to find somebody else to do this, this, and this. And so having that scope of work helps you kind of mitigate gaps. Like, okay, I've covered, these are all covered here, but like, okay, this guy has to be picked up by somebody else. And it also, again, for you as a homeowner, helps you to understand, okay, this is what's going to happen in my house. You know, like, we're going to change out the lights. This is all detailed in this scope of work. Like, and a good GC should be able to provide you with the scope of work. And it's almost like a schedule, like this happens and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens. And so ideally you're getting that, and you should request that. Again, if they're not providing you with a scope of work, you should be requesting that your GC provide you with a scope of work, because it creates clarity. And we went to an event a couple months ago where this lady she gave a little keynote, and she was talking about how clarity is really kindness. And I never stopped thinking about that, because like the clearer you can be is really kind, because you're not guessing. So tell your GC, I want, you know, a scope of work as a part of my contract, so that you know everything that they're doing. So that kind of goes along with the
It's like with the submittals too.
Yeah, with
so
the
like you're going to
submittals.
know what they're doing and what the materials are that they're going to be using.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, I hear a lot of times, and I'll see things, especially with like new construction homes or with people doing renovations, that they are given an allowance. And now to me, I'm like, you're going to give me some money?
Yeah, that's I could see allowances for a while for me. I was like, what's that? Because we don't do allowances in commercial construction.
Yeah.
But allowances are literally the basis of remodels, especially, and new construction builds. So essentially, right, if you're building a house from scratch or you're doing a renovation, when you're in that contract negotiation phase, when you're getting a price, you may not know exactly what type of appliances you want or what type of tile you want, or, you know, there's so many things that you have to choose in building a house that there's like no way you're going to know exactly everything when you go to contract. So for the things that are like unknowns, they give you a allowance. And so it says, okay, we're giving you $10,000. Like, we're putting in the contract value
that you
$10,000 allowance for your tile.
Okay.
So this goes, again, both ways. If it's the same, it's similar in the I'm using my words. I'm going to find them.
You're doing a great job
They're
using
in
your
here
words.
somewhere, my friends. So it's similar to the change orders in a sense, because if you go over the allowance, you pay more. If you go under the allowance, that can be used towards something else. So it kind of makes sense from that perspective. But where a lot of people get in trouble is they don't know how much stuff should cost. And so the GC will come in, you know, that low number that you're like, I love that price.
Yep.
Because they put $2,500 in your allowance for tile, knowing it's easily going to be 10 grand. And so that's going to result in them coming back and say, oh, well, you know, you picked this tile that is $10,000 and you only had $2,500 in your allowance. So now you owe us the remaining balance plus a markup. So
yeah, it's not good.
It's not great. You need to do your research on average cost of what you're into. And that's where it's hard for a general contractor to guess like what your style is in the very beginning.
Right.
Also, if you use an interior designer,
you're going to pay
my
more.
God, today,
you're going to pay way more.
Double, triple, whatever the allowances are. Because like they gon' listen, they're good at their jobs. And they show you all the pretty stuff. And pretty stuff can be spicy priced. Yeah. So
it's the pretty tax.
It's the pretty tax. And so we have talked about that on a past episode. So yeah, it's those allowances can make you think you're getting a really good deal, but pay attention to those allowances. Like if they have $5,000, if you're replacing all of your appliances in your kitchen and they have $5,000 worth of no. Have you seen the cost of refrigerators?
That's crazy.
It's nuts sauce.
Stoves.
Also, stoves are. I haven't bought a stove in a while, but I did have to replace my refrigerator, and I was like, why do I need a live feed?
My refrigerator.
Inside of my refrigerator. I don't want to see that. It's a disaster.
I can't stand the ones that have the glass front where you can see in my refrigerator.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't need you to see the disorganized mess of food that's kind of like Jenga'd.
Oh, 100%. You don't need to know how much leftovers are living in my fridge. It's not a good look.
That's never going to.
That's also why I'm not a glass cabinet kind of gal.
Oh God, no.
0%. Don't open that. Don't. Something might fall on you. Don't. It's not safe unless you have your hard hat on.
Yeah,
probably just shouldn't come in my house. Yeah. Honestly, put your PPE on.
And do not turn the oven on if you come into my house without checking with me first.
Yes,
because I may or may not have put stuff that was on the counter into the oven to clear up a little bit of space.
Listen, been there. Hilariously, and I don't know if this is like an all Central American thing or if it's just my husband's family, because Hector's from El Salvador. They do not use their dishwasher. So their dishwasher is storage. And I'm like, why? Why would you want to do dishes? Why are you doing this by hand? You have a dishwasher. And they're like, no, don't trust it.
I don't.
No.
It's not really clean.
I don't. If my little hands, and they all have these tiny hands, if my hands don't clean it, it ain't clean. And I'm like, well, listen, I'm pretty sure my dishwasher gets up to like 3,000 degrees. I'm pretty sure whatever is on there is dead. I trust it. But not everybody does, and I respect that. Anyway, we got off topic, but the point is
we did chat.
We did a small talk.
Oh my God.
We're getting so good at this, you guys. So I love this for us. We're making Joe laugh. Joe is our studio guru, our studio god. He's the one who makes all of the lights look so amazing. And he also does other things, a lot of things, but he's the studio god. So yes.
That's an allowance.
That's the allowance. If there's $5,000 in your allowance from your GC for all of your appliances, that ain't right. So you got to do your kind of research, get the allowance list, and then kind of look into what you're into and be like, I don't think that's going to be enough. Because it's probably not. So allowances.
Got it. Now, this I haven't heard much.
Okay.
But schedule of values.
Oh, yeah. This is the bane of my existence also. There's a lot of construction terms I didn't know I didn't like until we got into this episode. So a schedule of values is, let's say I have a contract for $3 million.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. When I go to bill my client, I have to first break down the exact cost of literally everything that I'm doing in that $3 million contract. My God, today, it is so much. So
is this done for residential too?
I think it should be. Again, okay. I'm not 100% sure if they use this in residential, but it should be, because if you get to see the schedule of values, you know how much they're anticipating the drywall's going to cost. You know how much they're anticipating the paint's going to cost. So when the GC comes to you and is ready for a draw, you can look at the schedule of values and be like, okay, they're billing for this. That's how much it was in the schedule of values. They're billing for this. That's how much. So it's like kind of how you keep everybody honest.
And keep track of how much
you're paying. Is because the schedule of values is how you know how much they anticipate it's going to cost. So while I'm not 100% sure if it is common in residential construction, guys, I think we should start a trend. We're bringing sexy back in the form of documents that the trades are going to be so mad that they have to provide. However, information is key. So yes, we're bringing paperwork back. We're making it sexy again. Schedule of values. You actually do need to know how much everything is roughly going to cost. And I mean, listen, it's a rough number, but you have that going into like every time they draw, knowing, because that's the point of the schedule of values, right? The architect looks at it and says, okay, you've got this much of the drywall completed. You've said you've allotted this much of money for drywall. Okay, I'll pay that.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of it in the commercial world. I don't see why we're not doing it in the residential world. I think it would help a lot of people not get screwed by GCs. And again, if a GC is like, I'm not giving you a schedule of values, why? Other than it being annoying and paperwork, but like, why?
Why not? Just
Why not give me that? So I think,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
All right.
So now you said draw a few times, and I know that you don't mean physically drawing. I know that it means like drawing money from I'm assuming a bank or like paying. So, but what exactly does it mean?
When I'm drawing money off my contract. So when a builder is, they may say it's in like you could say use invoice, but really when you go to contract with a builder, you have this value that what this whole contract is worth. And so every time they're invoicing, they're drawing off that balance into the point until they get to zero. So we call it a draw. We're drawing, but we're not physically drawing. We're drawing. We're using the force to draw the money towards us.
And that's when the homeowner holds the money until the draw is...
Exactly. You're holding the money until the GC provides you with all this paperwork, and then you know that they're doing the right thing, and then they can draw the money from you because you're holding on to the money, because we've talked about that.
Yes, it's very important to hold on to the money.
Hold on to the money.
Now, liens are not a great thing.
Oh, they're not.
But there's a lien waiver that can be signed, correct?
Yes. So lien waivers are, a lot of times you'll see that when you're dealing with bank funding. So if you're getting a loan from your bank, like a construction loan from your bank doesn't, want somebody to not get paid and put a lien on your house. So essentially that's how it works, right? Like if I am a GC, I actually am a GC.
So
I say that hypothetically, but in actuality, but if I were actually practicing and I was building somebody's house, I hired this plumber, I didn't pay this plumber. The plumber can turn around and put a lien on your house. Even though you paid the GC, the plumber didn't get paid. They have the right, if they follow the right steps, because there are some steps you have to follow in North Carolina, but they have the right to put a lien on your property until they're paid. And so a lot of banks, because they are invested in nobody having liens on your property, will make sure that a lien waiver is signed, basically stating you as the GC or you as the subcontractor, whoever is signing the lien waiver, have paid all the parties involved. Like nobody's owed money. And, you sign it, it gets turned in. If it turns out that you lied, you in trouble. So don't do that. But yeah, that's the point of a lien waiver, is really just to protect you as the homeowner from having somebody not get paid and then put a lien on your property.
Seems important.
Yeah, it's pretty key. I didn't realize that like this is not stuff homeowners would know about.
No, I had no idea. Like I've had people work in my house and I was like, a lien waiver? Nope. Did not hear of that.
Yeah.
But I have heard of people having liens put on their house for not paying a contract, or they paid them what they felt they had done for their job, like it wasn't finished, and then the contractor goes and puts a lien on their house. It's great.
The very first homeowner horror story we did, which is our very first episode, that general contractor that screwed them over turned around and put a lien on their property. And so they're in this legal battle now to have the lien removed. It's kind of a nightmare. You really want to avoid it, like at all costs. So that's where that lien waiver is like a chef's kiss.
Yes. Now we talk about deposit, but it's also called retainage. Is that different?
Okay.
The same?
Retainage is different from a deposit. So a retainage is, and I, again, not 100% sure how much this is used in residential, but it should be. Because you hold a percentage until the contractor is complete. So, and
like in a separate account, like he knows that the money is there, or like the contractor knows that the money is there.
So essentially, like I bill for how much let's say it's going to cost $7,000 to drywall your house. Okay. I bill for $7,000. They pay me
$5,000.
They pay me minus 10%, because I think in North Carolina there's like laws at how much retainage can be held. But essentially it's to keep you from never coming back.
Got it.
So for those of us who've watched the Homeowner horror stories, that's a big thing. Like so many of these stories end and they never came back, and the such and such never got finished, or I had to pay somebody else to come in and finish their work. If you had retainage on them, that money, they're motivated to come back. So I think in North Carolina, the most you can hold is 10%. But every time they draw, they get money from you. Holding 10% until it's complete is at least a practice that I know happens in commercial construction. It should absolutely be happening in residential, because again, it keeps everybody honest. When there's money still to be paid, people are more likely to come back.
And you're going to keep that money until, not just till the work is done, but if you need inspections and stuff.
Yeah,
it has to be like 100%.
100%.
Done,
you're happy with everything.
Okay.
Now, don't abuse that, because like if there's something that it's like, this is not within that contractor's scope of work, or it wasn't in your contract, or it wasn't what you agreed to, you can't hold their 10% on something that, wasn't.
This is why everything in writing is very important for both sides.
Yeah, it really is. Like the stronger your contract is, like the better your experience is going to be when you do a renovation, when you build a new construction home, like whatever it is you're doing, the stronger that contract is, the more information that's in that contract, just the better for everybody. Like everybody's better off for a contract. My contracts are 95 pages. I don't suggest that. Listen, you don't need 95 pages, but my just drywall alone contracts are 95 pages. So we don't have problems because we have a 95-page contract.
Like it is on page 75,
literally
paragraph
subsection B. Listen, that has literally been a thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Like here's a fun one. I'll upload my contracts into ChatGPT, and then when somebody's asking me about something, I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, where is this in the contract? And it's like, oh, this page, subsection, so
you can just send it right over.
Like right away. It's like, oh no, I excluded that. Here's where it is in the contract. Nice try. Nice try, Alex.
That's crazy.
Contracts are key, guys. Like the strength of your contract is the key. Is that all of our terms?
No.
Oh, we've got more.
We have something that you might hear the contractor say. Something is a load-bearing wall, and therefore you cannot just take it out or put a sledgehammer to it.
Facts. Yeah. So,
and it can be very costly if you want that wall taken out.
Yeah.
Because other things have to happen.
Somebody just reached out to me about this the other day, and I was like, oh, it's my friend. And she like, I was like, no, that you can't. That's load bearing. So I think most people are clear that where your roof like ends, those walls are bearing weight. They're bearing the weight of the roof and the roof structure.
Those are all your outside walls.
All your outside walls. Well, at least two sides, depending on your roof, what kind of crazy roof situation you have. But there's also a load-bearing wall that goes down the middle, like the spine of whatever direction your roof runs. So that's picking up a load as well. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I know I can't, remove that wall because it's load bearing, but they don't realize there's a ton of load bearing walls on the inside of the house, depending on how your roof is structured. So whenever you want to move something, bringing a structural engineer, like, listen, I'm going to guess roughly you're going to spend between $500 and $700 to bring a structural engineer in to determine, what is load bearing, what isn't load bearing, and how, if you really want to open it up, like, because our house was like real chopped. It was like doors. And I was like, it's too much. I wanted open concept. Right. So we had to take out a wall that was load bearing. So they had us add a structural beam in the attic. But they that's what these structural engineers do. They're like, all right, here's how we disperse the load differently using different things. And so it can get spicy priced, because if you have a heavy load on a wall, you might have to use structural steel. And listen, structural steel through the roof right now, through the roof. And that's all something that has to be custom made. So there's a lot of different products that a structural engineer could suggest to use. So that's always something you can go back to a structural engineer about and be like, hey, is there anything a little bit cheaper? I really want to open this up, but I don't have $10K for structural steel. What else can we do, my guy?
Yeah.
And a lot of times they can find ways around it using words, and some numbers. But yeah, load bearing is a really important thing. When you remove a load bearing wall and you don't add something to pick up that load, that's when you'll see like sagging in the middle.
You don't want that.
Oh no, you don't want nothing. We don't want sagging. We don't want
nothing.
Really,
nothing
anywhere.
Sagging is ever good.
Ever. Anything.
Nothing
on anything.
Nope.
So you'll see that a lot when like somebody removes something that shouldn't have, and like it just kind of like, it's like, yeah, that's load bearing.
Yeah. So another term we have, and this one I learned about when we were in Vegas because everybody was talking about it. It was all on the signs at the Hydroblock booth. And I was like, I have no idea what this means. And it is R value.
Oh, yeah, the good old R value.
I was like, cool.
Yeah. So R value measures insulation's effectiveness. The higher the R value, the better it resists heat loss. So I think the standard R value, like required in a new construction house, even in multifamily, is like R19. So you have to have that R value of 19 in all of your walls. And R value comes in mostly insulation, but like with the Hydroblock boards, the way that they're made, they have their own R value. Like drywall does not have an R value. But Hydroblock boards, the way that they're made, they actually help retain like the heat or the cool in your home. Whatever the weather situation is, it helps keep the cool air cool, and the hot air, what I'm saying? Yeah. So certain products can bring their own R value to add to. So if you used a Hydroblock board, you may be able to use a different kind of insulation because you don't need that much of an R value to meet code. But there's a minimum of R value that you have to meet when you're doing anything. So that's a tricky one. I don't think homeowners would come across that, but it's important to know R value.
R value. And the last one that we have is scope creep.
Oh, scope creep.
And it's because you're creeping.
Because you be creeping.
So I creep.
So it's like,
yeah.
we're probably going to get into like, YouTube's going to be like, nope, can't do that.
Nope. Copyrighted.
I'm like, well, what if we sung it ourselves? They're like, you can't get away from that, ma'am.
We should not be singing anyway.
We shouldn't. Oh God, I feel like I sound like a drowned cat. But listen, when I sing with my whole soul. So
it's fine.
Like it or not, I'm singing with my whole soul.
I'm sure you sound like Mariah Carey.
100%, at least in my head, until Hector turns the radio off and I'm in the middle of like the
high note.
Oh yeah, and then I hear myself and I'm ashamed, and then I get mad at him. He does this all the time. He has a thing. He can't stop pushing buttons. It's like a tick. I know we're going off on a tangent again, but he has a tick. So we'll be driving down the road, and my favorite song is on, and I am belting from my soul, from the depths of my soul, singing at the top of my lungs. And the volume is so high, nobody can hear that it's a drowning cat until he just changes the channel, or he'll just turn it off. He cannot stop himself. It's kind of hilarious because this is a theme in our marriage.
He just likes to push buttons.
He can't help himself. And I'm like, Hector, what is wrong with you? And he's like, babe, I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't stop it.
And as he's like fiddling with the
I'm
buttons.
telling you, he's like, I can't stop, which is why I love my Rivian, because there are no buttons. Nothing for you to touch, Hector. But yeah. Okay, scope creep. Sorry. Well, tangents. So scope creep is when you're okay, so you started out wanting just to have your kitchen redone. And then you're like, oh, but the powder room downstairs is so outdated once the kitchen's new. Oh, we should probably add the powder room to the scope of work. It'd be creeping. So it's like, oh, well, you know, now that the living room or whatever is done, the deck looks terrible. We should probably redo the deck.
Okay, so it's like anytime that you're adding something.
Yeah. You're
adding a scope of work.
You're adding to the scope of work. And so what it's creeping on is your budget. So every time you add something, you're adding, and that scope creep can turn into a holy crap, how much did we spend? Oops. So it's important to pay attention to that scope creep. And to really, the way to avoid scope creep is to really think about, okay, if all of this stuff is new in my house, is there anything else that then is going to look old and outdated that once we're done, I'm going to regret not having done this? Like a lot of times people will say, oh, we just want the walls painted because they think their trim looks fine and they think their ceiling looks fine. But then you get this fresh, delicious coat of new paint on the walls and it's like, chef's kiss. But all of a sudden your trim be looking dingy.
Yes, because you don't even realize how dull and stuff it is until something is
freshy
new.
Paint is on there and you're like, And then so that's a great example of scope creep because then you're like, oh, well, how much is it to paint the ceiling and the trim? And it's like 5 times more. 5 times more because we should have done it all at the same time. So it's important to like think past like the thing that you want to like, is it going to look weird if we only do this one thing? Because that avoids scope creep.
It does. Yeah. And you can always ask the contractor, like if I'm going to paint the trim, is the wall going to look weird? Or if I just do this one wall in accent color, is that going to like mess up the rest of the room and how everything else looks?
Is it going to throw the vibes off, my guy? Yeah, it's gonna. And I don't know how many times I'd say to the homeowner, I'm like, listen, this is back in the day. I can paint this wall. We could paint just the walls, but I'm telling you, you're going to come to me and you're going to want the trim and the ceiling painted because it looks great now because it's all old. And then once the walls are new, the trim and the ceiling's going to look real old. So, and they don't listen. And then they're like, how much to paint all of that? And I'm like, it's a lot. You're not going to like the price.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah.
It is. That's it. Those are our terms.
I hope this was helpful. I'm fearful that it was a little bit more commercial than residential, but I do think that we should be bringing these into residential. So schedule of values, holding retainage, all of that. Really, it's all of these terms are to help you better build your contract and to make sure when you're negotiating your renovation that you're like, hey, I want a schedule of values. I want a scope of work. I want detailed. I want submittals. I want detailed on the allowances. I want to know exactly how much for each allowance so that I can do my own research. Like putting all of that in your contract is how you avoid being on our show and having a homeowner horror story. But if that ship has sailed for you, my friends, and you have a homeowner horror story, we want it.
We do.
We want it real bad. You can go to chicksandconstruction.com and there's just a film. There's a film that you fill out. There's a form on our main page. You just scroll down a little bit and you can just tell us everything that happened and give us the drama and give us the deets. Don't have to give us your name. Don't even have to give us a real email. I would suggest
you do give us a
real email because if we have some follow-up questions, we can ask you them. We can also let you know that we used your story and it's going to be on the show. So we'd love to be able to contact you back, even though not going to tell you at secret.com is a funny email. It's not exactly helpful when we have questions.
When we had questions.
So please fill out and share your homeowner horror story so that other people can learn from, the situation that you went through. And then Jess, our socials.
Yeah, make sure that you're following us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram at Chicks in Construction Podcast. We now have a TikTok at Chicks in Construction.
Talking it. Listen, we're going to a fancy event. We're dressing up in dresses.
Ooh, yes.
We're gonna film some TikToks. Follow us on the talk. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it.
It's
Joe
almost
took away the camera, so I can't see myself. So I don't know what I look like.
It's almost as good as when you did.
Oh yeah, I'm the penguin. So yeah, follow us on the talk. You'll see us in dresses. We're actually pretty. We're pretty pretty. We're pretty pretty.
We're gonna be real pretty.
We're gonna be extra pretty because we're gonna be in fancy dresses. So check us out on all the socials, and we will see you next time.
Bye.